afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another exciting Propagandacast from the host, Imperial Dane, Master of Propaganda, Hero of the Reich, Defender of the Fatherland. And we are going to be having a 1 vs 1, a glorious 1 vs 1 on the streets of Semois, in the darkness of Semois. We shall be watching our Reign of Madness, Darealslimshady, fighting for the Wehrmacht, fighting for the, let's just say, 21st Panzer Division. Opposing him shall be Mightyironroman, fighting for the 7th Armored Division, Desert Rats. Recce section, of course, immediately heading for the fuel right next there. I mean, this is pretty much a safe bet for the Commonwealth on this map. And we are seeing one of the more common modes, of course, just Pioneer spam as the Wehrmacht. Viele Pioniere. Nehmen Sie das Karte, or something like that. Rather aggressive play there from Darealslimshady. Wait, hang on a minute. He's actually setting a Wehrmacht quarters. This is already a bit peculiar. So it should be interesting, going though for all the munitions, in fact. Of course, there's also the fuel, but I mean, rushing straight for them nonetheless. And of course, I mean, with that many pioneers, I mean, it is going to pay off. So clearly, he does intend to hang about in the first tier a bit longer than you might otherwise see for a Wehrmacht player. This, of course, also probably mean he won't be spamming grenadiers. So this should prove to be quite an interesting fight. In the meanwhile, though, Ironroman pushes forward for the Commonwealth, securing points left and right. And there we go. Wehrmacht quarters is up. Points are being secured. Moving out. What shall the first unit be up for the Darealslimshady? Goes for the kampfgruppe center. Obviously, he's going to get some veterancy up to make those pioneers tougher. So interesting to see how this shall evolve. This is definitely going to be your usual Wehrmacht versus Commonwealth match, or in this case, British match. Pioneers sneaking about, noting there's probably some Tommies up there. They do decide to take a slightly different route. One less likely to involve tea and gunshots. Wiring up there, wiring approaches, nice there. Kampfgruppe center up. MG42 up first. So the Pioneer Abteilung, or the Panzer Pionier Abteilung in this case, or battalion, will be supported by an MG42 and some veterans already on the way for them all. Lovely. But so far, I mean, Darealslimshady and the 21st Panzer Division are securing a large part of the map. There we go, MG42 is ready. Veterans 1 is soon done. Recce section hunting down the Pioneers. The Krauts are on the run. And looks like some of them is actually a bit exhausted. Hang on, guys, I had too much tea and biscuits. But tank trapping up as well, making it a bit difficult for, well, I suppose, Ironroman's hallmark move. Pretty clever, in fact, by Darealslimshady. Pretty clever. Kluge Shady, I suppose. And MG42 setting up. Veterans 1, of course, that's going to be much more accurate, and that's not a recce section. So immediately coming under fun, there's nothing they can do to sort of slow down. And there we go, getting depressed as MG42 bullets rake them down. And there we go, Pioneers opening up on the khaki-clad soldiers of the 7th. In the meanwhile, going for the munitions down there. Tank trapping up here, rather realizing this fuel point has been secured. Bit obvious, I mean, there's not really much else to secure as the Commonwealth player. So, of course, he could consider mining up here, perhaps laying some tank traps. Would also be a possibility. But the Pioneers are basically waiting down there, waiting in the darkness. Until the smell of custard is gone. Tank traps going up there again, very intent. Tank trapping for Darealslimshady again. He knows what is coming. Ironroman is pretty much infamous for a few things. And none of them are for his sterling behavior, so you can rather guess what sort of sterling behavior he does exhibit. Hint, none. Anyways, tank traps going up. But pushing on aggressively. Nonetheless, good play there. Going straight for the fuel point. Flamethrowers being equipped. Sniper up. The sharpshoots. The Veterans 2 on the way to give some elite armor for all the Pioneers and the MG. Snipers, of course, will not benefit from that. That would be a bit naughty. Mines going up there in the north. Recce section getting sniped. Sniper Koenig opens up. And another Tommy bites the dust. Looking a bit surprised even. My goodness, what happened there? I got shot. Apparently I'm dead. I sure hope God isn't a Jerry. Anyways, Pioneers moving up there. Recce section on the way. There we go. Veteran 2 up. The Pioneers push forwards. Flammenwerfer. Sturm attacking. Bit of mining going up there. Well, you could consider, of course, tank trapping that bit off as well. We are seeing a field support truck up for Iron Roman. The lieutenant. Going for this bit as well. Has taken the fuel and denied it. And we are seeing now the Darealslimshady taking up. No doctrine as of yet. Trench held up there. And there we go. The flamethrower Pioneers moving forwards, rather forcing Iron Roman to abandon the trenches. To leave and vacate the premises while there's still a chance for not being turned into a barbecue. And the lieutenant coming under fire here from the Pioneers, Veteran 2. Definitely not going to end up well for that lieutenant if he does not get the bloody hell out of there. Captain ready, Captain Jones. Me and the Pioneers are securing the fuel right there. Recce section sneaking about. Iron Roman making good use of the Recce sections. Which of course also means his lieutenants will be a bit more loose in that sense. And there we go, Brit push going on. Sniper comes up, gets another. We are in fact seeing a Bren section now, adding some heavier firepower to Sir Tommy's. Point being secured there. Pioneers here under fire. And one is lost. Going for the cutoff there, denying precious munitions to the Wehrmacht. Fuel connected. And Pioneers are coming under fire. The Pioneers are a bit underwhelmed. Well, not quite able to overcome this sort of British firepower. We do see the Recce section there getting pushed away. Captain moving up. And we are seeing a Steward light tank up for mighty Iron Roman to take on the Crouch, the Hun, the Bosch. And there we go, Bren gunners tearing through. And there we go, sniper shot. This could be a loss for Darealslimshady. And there we go, Pioneer squad is lost. Tragic. But fun fact about the 7th Armour, they did have some problems as it ended into Normandy. They were basically a bit tired of all the fighting. Rather felt they'd done enough in North Africa, and partly due to some officers, they generally did not have the best and most sterling of performances. Once they initially came to Normandy, that was later sorted out once they sacked the commanding officers and provided someone a bit more enthusiastic and a bit more firm with the soldiers. Mines going down there though, points up there being secured, Iron Roman pushing hard, and of course he can't really move anywhere else. There's still the gap up here, which Darealslimshady is actually not tank trapped. MG42 hiding in the church, but looks like Iron Roman of course will be mounting efforts down south. Dual packs on the way. Panzerjäger Company providing as many anti-tank guns as it can for the 21st. More mines going down. Darealslimshady is absolutely prolific with his mining, which is good to see by the way. Recce section here coming under fire. The Pioneers charge forwards. Recce section getting scorched and washed with flames. 2 burst into flames quite nicely. Steward light tank was perhaps waiting to ambush. Ambushed a bit too late. Was unable to save its comrades. But there we go. Going to get those Jerrys for killing Tom and Laurel or something like that. No, actually, he's just going for one pack, and we're seeing Stormtroopers now. Blitzkrieg calling in some of the veteran Panzer Grenadiers of the 21st Panzer Division itself. Has also been pulled in from North Africa. Well, what the remains were, it had largely been left there and devastated. The veterans would have been those on, well, leave or convalescence. But Captain sent off away from the north. And we do see the armor command truck coming out for mighty Iron Roman. Certainly talk about an ego there. Panzer Rex on the way for the Stormtroopers. 21st Panzer Division had this slightly unique honour of having rather a mix of equipment during the fighting in Normandy. French half-tracks, although they then ended up with more half-tracks than usual. Assault guns, which were largely, well, French converted Hotchkiss vehicles. No Panthers as such. Rather, that relied in some stages, in fact, on French tanks. So, fun there. And they had to accept Luftwaffe troops for replacements, I believe, or was it some other low-quality troops? But going again for the fuel point, Iron Roman going for where it hurts. Good targeting there. Pioneers attacking, but this time they will be facing Bren gunners. Though so far the brain gunners seem a bit passive. And there go pack ready and veteran 1 on the way for the infantry. That is good. And there you go. So light tank pushing forwards. The pioneers quickly retreat. And they do hear the trundle and the whirring of tanks into darkness. There we go. Sniper continues to be a nuisance towards the Commonwealth troops. And pioneers up here coming under fire from another wreckage section. So light tank pushes forwards, but we do see the Panzer Division array, and we do see some further tank defences up for the Darealslimshady. There we go, the Stuart light tank comes under fire as the Pack 38 begins blasting away. And another push by the pioneers. Brent gunners once more pulling away. And there we go, we do see the armour command truck in fact securing the high munitions point right there, ensuring that Iron Roman in fact will be getting quite a bit. I mean, he's got the medium point and he's got the high point secured by trucks. In fact, 2 times have a look at Mighty Iron Roman with 55 points munitions being secured per minute. Definitely not lacking there, and there we go. His mark of infamy, if you will, the Stag Hound. Pioneers coming under fire, and we already seen the 50 caliber on the way. Pioneers slightly pulling away. And Pioneers getting blasted, and there we go. The gap in the defences. MG42 fires away. We do see another pack, and we do see a mine getting hit by the Stag Hound. Will the pack be able to fire away on it, or will the Stag Hound be able to escape the grasp of the Darealslimshady? Sniper playing a very dangerous game. And there we go. Stag Hound taking hits from the Panzer Division. Fire frei, men out. Fire frei. Tommy Panzer Spielwagen makes it out of there. And there we go. Pioneer assault going up in the north, quickly evicting a wreckage section. And we're seeing stormtroopers sneaking about in the north, perhaps hoping to ambush the headquarters command truck and deal with it with Panzerschrecks. More Stag Hounds on the way. Pack actually getting a bit aggressive there. Vorsicht. But really nice aggressive play from both players. Not a sort of, you know, camping down as per se. Although, of course, I mean, the Darealslimshady is establishing a strong point right here. So at least he can buy himself some time to concentrate his forces there if need be. And Pack, though, suddenly decides actually to pull back. And by the way, expert repairs on Iron Roman sappers, ensuring that they can over-repair the armoured cars, and the Stuart making them that much more tougher. And the sniper continues to be a nuisance, a foe of some repute to the Tommies. Should be careful he does not get, you know, sniped by a vengeful Briton. Pioneers pushed away. And it looks like the stormtroopers up here were spotted. I mean, they're not going to do so well against infantry due to the dual Panzerschrecks. Had they been equipped with Sturmgewehrs, they probably would have actually been a bit more flexible, I think. And there we go, taking a beating from the Tommies. And it looks like this one has only one Panzerschreck, meaning it's going to be a bit more useful. And note here again, Iron Roman knows where he needs to strike, and Darealslimshady also knows again. He knows that the sort of defense he's laid up down here is going to force Iron Roman to, will pretty much place his blow either here or there, and here's going to do more damage, obviously. So he's rather counting on, it's a bit of a bet as well from Darealslimshady, but again the Iron Roman will be striking through here, so he's amassing as many anti-tank guns here and establishing a pack front, which was a German tactic of basically, you know, lining up a lot of tanks under one, anti-tank guns, I mean, under one command, and basically establishing a rather firm anti-tank barrier through that method. And again, we are looking at Mighty Iron Roman getting ready to conduct a bit of a cavalry charge here with several Stag Hounds and a Stuart light tank. Looks like all will be over-repaired. He will definitely need quite a few packs to hold that back. And possibly some mines as well to sort of catch any vehicles that might try and outflank the anti-tank guns. Bit of going on in the north. Munitions secure. The Darealslimshady continues to auto sniper to take away British lives. Mine engagement up here. The lieutenant supporting a Bren section, and the Bren section is just tearing the Krauts. A new one, and then we got another Stag Hound. I mean, he's getting what? 4 Stag Hounds and a Steward. And then we got a third pack is up. Again, the real Slim Shady is pretty confident. He knows where the strike is to be. Partly also because he's seen the Steward operating down here. So again, in that way, Mighty Iron Roman has sort of given him away. But again, he's basically hoping he can amass enough vehicles to basically just pounds his way through whatever the real Slim Shady is laying down. And we do see one mine going down. But question is, will we be able to lay down enough to sort of lay down a, well, successful defensive build? And all the Panzers elsewhere sort of add in some extra, you know, firepower. And there we go. Iron Roman knows what's happening. He knows it's his time to shine, to charge in for the Commonwealth, for King George. Victory! Stuff and such. And there we go. Quite the motorized column, with a Steward light tank leading the way. And there we go. All 3 packs fire away, and the Steward is quickly knocked out. Do see the Stag Hounds absorbing quite a bit of fire. Packs are doing what they can. Again, though, there were not enough mines, I fear, for the real Slim Shady to really sort of, you know, stop them down and buy himself the requisite time to really do some damage. Although some of the Stag Hounds are taking damage, we are seeing the Stormtroopers quickly retreating. Panzerschreck in hand. We do see the armored caster ones that are still there, quickly dealing with the Panzer Abwehrkanone. We do see, though, still that remaining of territories of the real Slim Shady, of course, are holding. Another Stag Hound out. Panzerschreck's arriving. Will he desperately crew some of his packs to sort of try and deal with the armor cars? We're seeing bunkers getting blasted by 37mm rounds. 50 calibers firing left and right. There we go. He recruits it, but it's pointing the other way, meaning that... Oh, cloaks. There we go. Bunker down. Panzerschreck's firing away, doing quite a bit of damage to the armor cars, although they do soon risk getting suppressed. And there we go. 50 calibers galore. But nonetheless, he did manage to turn them away for the time being, having done considerable damage to the armor cars, threatening their future in the British Army if they keep it up like that. We do see a swift advance from the Germans again. Stormtrooper sniper. The 21st Panzer Division is not just to be dealt with like that. So forwards, men now. Pioneers also need to sort of get back to work, and he needs those packs recruited as swiftly as possible. Perhaps a single Volkskrone squad could do that quite nicely and cheaply. And we are seeing commando direction up for Mighty Iron Roman. The 1st Airborne Division, British, has been sent in to provide support for the 7th Armoured Division. Packs being recruited. Iron Roman, though, lacking the population for it due to some rather sneaky harassment right there by the real Slim Shady. Nice move. Again, harassment does not just, you know, also come from, you know, resources, but also again can do something so your opponent can't get more troops, because then you suddenly sever the population cap. So very nicely done right there, very clever. Stormtroopers advancing. MG and Sniper doing their best to force away the Tommies. Getting repaired here. Stormtroopers advancing up. A bundle grenade there could perhaps kill a few. Packs are recruited by some plucky pioneers, although quite expensive. I mean, that's 360 manpower. I mean, it would have been cheaper just to chain a Volkskrone squad and then have it reinforced, I think. And a lieutenant goes down. The sniper got him. That bastard. And again, Iron Roman is getting ready for another charge, another leap. More mines going down for the real Slim Shady. 21st Panzer Division continues to dig in and brace itself for the full British assault. The Iron Roman is a bit busy trying to keep it all in one piece. Sadly, ultimate faith in King George and the Commonwealth is not going to keep those armor cars in one piece. And there we go. Mine goes off because Iron Roman was shooting at the mine right next to his own men. Not very mighty there now, are we? Oh, I'm so witty and clever. But there we go, armor cars repair, and we're seeing a 4th pack up again. The real Slim Shady knows what the name of the game is, and again he knows he needs to brace himself for an even larger assault. And again, now we are seeing lots of mines going down. We're seeing things being salvaged. We're seeing more packs, and we're seeing them actually being split up, so they can't be quite as easily overrun. That was a bit part of a problem with the previous one. They were too close in some cases, so they could easily be both been circumvented. Usually one some sort of nice spread, and perhaps, you know, also have one behind the first line of packs. That way creating an in-depth defense field. Bit like this, but again, perhaps, you know, one covering this one, and then having one, let's say, up here covering, you know, that way. So again, you know, one can always keep firing no matter what bloody well happens. And in fact, now he's spreading that a bit too thin. Again, he's a bit unsure if Ironroman is going to push, but at the same time, you know, he's, you know, not completely neglecting this. He's not going to think, you know, he's going to strike in past the Calais. And there we go, Commandos pop in. This is it. Ironroman is charging forward, but Slimshady's pushing out his packs a bit too far. Stormtroopers will need to arrive, and there we go. Stag Hound move forward. Narrowly avoids the mine. Narrowly avoids the mine. Pack fires away, but Commandos going in. Stormtroopers moving in. Pack's firing away from numerous angles. This one needs to get back. More Stormtroopers retreating. Other pack needs to get back. Pack one number. But again, note they are a bit harder to do that now because again they're a bit further out. Commandos advancing forward at the Stormtroopers. Again, dual Panzer Division. They can't quite hold up against the Commandos because again they lack the infantry, anti-infantry firepower to deal with it. The Stormtroopers, and there we go. Bun grenade on the Commandos, instantly evaporating 4 of them. Only 2 make it out of there. And the Stag Hounds just continue to fight. Pack needs to be moved in. And there we go. Look, could be that a Commander squad goes down retreat. Very likely, very likely. Yes, there we go. Sniper gets the bastard. Stormtroopers fighting from inside the headquarters as the Stag Hounds just continue to blast away with impunity. Pioneers, Stormtroopers dying. 1 Stag Hound down, 4 to go, but one of them is already in a terrible condition, and we're seeing another one breaching the north. Just as the packs have finally moved away from the north. And there we go, another Stag Hound goes out of control. Another one. Another recruit, and there we go, another Stag Hound bites the dust. And the one moving in from the north. Both packs will need to deal with that. Stormtroopers doing what they can. One has been left behind. The squad holding it has been evaporated. Turned to dust. Have joined the choir invisible. And their forefathers from World War I. And we're seeing another commando drop, providing more airborne infantry. Commandos pushing in forwards. We ask, oh, Panzer secured by the Commandos. They could even take another one. And they get the Commando with a Panzerschreck. Absolutely insane. Another Stag Hound though goes down. And again, the depth of Pack's field is basically not as many, but there's been heavy damage inflicted upon the 21st Panzer Division, upon the Darealslimshady. And there we go. Kriegbergs is down missing, fighting for the victory points. They are all falling but one, and that's going to happen any moment now as a Recce section moves in on its own. MG42 fighting secure, and a Brent section on its own, spotted by the MG. Not down. Come on, Heinz. That's not what you learned on gunnery school, and there we go. Demo charges on the headquarters. Von Ivan saying, Tiger will save you. Tiger will save you. The Tiger will be your salvation, my friend. We're seeing the Stag Hounds, actually only 2 Stag Hounds out of 6 ultimately thrown in, and a Commander squad. I mean, Darealslimshady doesn't have much left at the moment, but he's actually been able to really cause Ironroman a bit of a headache, and he's not giving up. I mean, he's suffered a lot, but he is not giving up. And he can get a Tiger. In a few seconds, artillery getting hauled in on the Reich headquarters. Artillery! And there we go, Tiger can be called in, but he needs to do now before the whole thing collapses. And there we go. Headquarters is down, he can call in no further off maps units like that except the reinforcements, which are actually quite cheap. And there we go. 2 Pioneer squads, a squad of Volksgrenadier. The Ersatz Battalion provides infantry, and Lieutenant Gottlieb. The Lieutenant is here. Yes, present. That's the spirit. And Commandos with dual Panzerschrecks are an absolute threat to the Wehrmacht. And the Tiger needs to be careful. And Von Ivan screaming at the top of his lungs for Darealslimshady to make a bunker. But there we go. The Tommies have been forced out. They're still the Stag Hounds, but there's also a Tiger now to deal with them. MG here fighting a desperate fight as Thomas moving from every angle. Tiger moving down to deal with the Stag Hounds, not in good condition. And there we go, Pack has been recruited by Volksgrenadiers, who can't reinforce at the moment. Stag Hound apparently did not try to fully get away. Troops moving down there. So not entirely sure what Iron Roman is doing. Must be he's forgotten about that. Might be a bit exasperating. And now the commander squad appears. A special message for Tommy. That's the spirit. Securing this point. And there we go, commandos on the move. MG42 setting up. And the commandos shall be charging straight into the veteran to MG42. And we do see a grenade on it. Lieutenant O runs past the grenade. And there we go. We do see the commandos on the retreat. And not even because the lieutenant set them away with a... Now his forced retreat ability. And we see a single Sabbath squad. Come on, Tiger. Blast it. Blast it. Down to 2 sappers, and there we go, retreating. Lieutenant Gottlieb charging away, and yeah, I'm not entirely convinced I buy that one, my pardons. But you did seem to be doing a lot of things while you were away, magically enough. But nonetheless, Lieutenant Gottlieb is here to save the day. And the entire fate of the Fatherland rests on your shoulders, I think. MG42 setting up again though. Recce section trying to take that point, not quite succeeding. Artillery going in, Volkskrone is ready. A bit of infantry now left for the Germans. Some replacement Panzer Grenadiers. Tiger advances on the MG42, which does get away. But the pack might not make it. Huh, it did. No, never mind. And of course these gliders can be salvaged for valuable munitions as well. Tiger moving northwards, no victory points in the hands of the 21st Panzer Division, and we're seeing Fireflies now out from Mightyironroman and the 7th Armoured. Officer continues. Packs recruit. And there we go, the Wehrmacht is on the move, preparing their 1 MG bunker covering the northern approach. Tiger causing havoc amongst British troops, blasting away high explosive shields, shattering their bodies. Recce 6 moving up there, running straight into the MG42 and the Volkskrone squad. And there we go, quickly getting suppressed and shot at, taking quite a bit of damage. Another artillery strike going in. And the bunker is down, MG crew suffers horribly. And there we go, 1 glider has been salvaged for munitions, a ton in the hands of Darealslimshady. But not a lot left for Darealslimshady at the moment. Yes, it is. And there we go, the nasty commanders with dual Panzerschrecks are also ready to support the Firefly. And again, Iron Roman setting up for another all-out assault on the base. He knows he wants it gone. And there's considerably left, actually, for Darealslimshady to hold this, in fact, together with. There's only 1 bunker and 1 Reich headquarters with usually the Panzer Command, but not a lot left for Mightyironroman to destroy to actually win the fight. Of course, I mean, Darealslimshady could consider getting up a medic bunker. That might be an idea, actually. More tank taps going down.
We have 300 points left.
Victory point secure. MG42 setting up and opening up on the commandos. Come on. There we go. And the Tiger lumbers forwards in the distance. On the horizon, it appears like a vengeful god. And the commandos charging forward through a minefield straight into the Tiger. And there we go. Quickly getting out there. And we do see the Panzer Command almost ready, but he could try and call in artillery on it.
Our opponent has 200 points. Base is taking fire.
And there we go. Artillery getting called in the Panzer Command. Cancel it, Darealslimshady. Cancel it. There we go, it is done, but certainly has delayed any chance of the Darealslimshady getting any armor. Commanders, though, taking heavy loss, has to retreat. Lieutenant continues to take territory, and there we go. We do see the assault going in. Sappers pulling up as well behind all of this. Fireflies moving up, Commandos moving up. Pioneers getting blasted, but not a lot actually sort of suited for infantry. He might want to consider Cromwell. Sort of add in some anti-infantry firepower. And the Volkskrone are getting assaulted, but they do seem to be doing alright against this infantry section. And there we go. Pulling out. And MD42 once more in it. The church holding up, and the commando, the lieutenant moving in as well to punish Semois. Now we go again, continued efforts, and the commandos utterly wreck the pack. Panzer Command cancelled again. Tiger getting outnumbered. He needs to pack down there. He only's got that one, and the Tiger's held back two Fireflies. Whoops. Wrong place to have the mouse. That Tiger's going to go down if he's not careful. We do see the pack being rushed down there. We're seeing the lieutenant going down again, and we're seeing Stormtroopers now arriving. Dual Panzer trekking again. He might want to consider at least just one bit of a, Sturmgewehr. Tiger almost done, and Commandos appearing straight behind the pack. Absolutely madness, pandemonium, chaos, as the Germans try to establish a front line, but they cannot. Troops are appearing everywhere, and there we go, Tiger down. Though we can see a Tiger going to get called in any second now, and there we go. Stormtroopers moving up with the Panzer strikes. Lieutenant Gottlieb fighting as well, just dodging shots left and right. Commando squad 1 on the retreat. Assault grenades going out from the Volksgrenadiers on the Commandos. And we do see them getting stunned, wounded. More artillery getting called in. Will the Volksgrenadiers be able to overcome the Commandos? Does not look like it. And the lieutenant arrives. Will he force retreat them? Tiger taking heavy damage, but the Fireflies are definitely a bit under pressure now. Troops getting suppressed down there. Fireflies getting pushed away there. Sappers retreating. It's actually time for the mid-game analysis. Darealslimshady has been holding on despite intense casualties, despite Mightyironroman throwing in everything but the kitchen sink. Absolutely throwing in the worst that the British can offer. But still, Darealslimshady is holding on. He's got a Tiger on the field again. He's got Stormtroopers, Volksgrenadiers, and he's got the officer, which he can use to slightly augment things. He can use it to sort of, quickly push away troops and quickly move on. So the officer is actually going to be important, I think, because again, for 15 nations, he can retreat a squad, keeping the flank secure with just a single unit, and he can also take points pretty quickly. So in that sense, good uses of the lieutenant can lead to victory. What he does need, though, is to get a Stormtrooper squad with some assault rifles. He needs something that can quickly deal with infantry. He can't just rely on Tigers and whatnot for that. And he also, of course, needs to sort of be careful down here, because Mightyironroman is constantly going to be charging down there. So he also needs some veterancy for the Tiger and perhaps more tanks or packs. For Mightyironroman, he needs to clear away all of these obstacles. He could get a sapper with the demo charge, bang, cleared out, or get Commandos to it. The funny thing is, with most, demo charge users, is they never do use them for their intended purpose, which is clearing out bloody obstacles, like say a tank trap. So that's always a bit silly. Other things Mightyironroman needs to consider is perhaps, getting perhaps some more regular tanks out, and perhaps establishing some sort of more strong point like defense points, or at least some artillery up to sort of soften up the German MGs and packs. At least he could try and consider that. Of course, there are different ways to do such things, but he might want to try and sort of eradicate the points. And get the tactical map up. There we go, the points around here and here, eradicate, and then finally push again towards here. He's a bit forgetting about this, which is actually costing him in terms of victory points. So that is something. But back to the action, if possible. Do see the Thomas being evicted from the central area of the town. My pardons for the technical difficulties now appearing. More artillery going in from Mightyironroman. And more artillery against the German soldiers, and Gottlieb on the move towards the north. And with one, there we go, forced retreat. We do see the Commandos on the run, and the officer emptying his pistol into their sides, not quite hitting anything. Though Darealslimshady is, of course, far from out of trouble. He's certainly a swift advance. Achtung, Achtung, Panzermarsch, come on! In the meanwhile, we do see Iron Roman pulling away some of his tanks. Sappers moving in, Commandos moving out. Most of infantry has now largely been replaced by Commandos, by the way. So an interesting evolution there. And slightly different force composition. Very heavy on the automatics now, though. Very heavy. Sappers sneaking up there. The Lieutenant is getting hunted down. On, Godleaf! On! There we go, pushed away from the centre. Tiger tank moving northwards to cover the retreat of the Lieutenant.
The Germans are after one of our munitions depots.
Come on, attain stability. Firefly's getting repaired again. Iron Roman is pushing for the south for the base, and we do see another attempt at the Panzer Command. And an MG-42 in the Reich headquarters immediately storming some of the Commandos. They do continue onwards, and we do see a squad of Volksgrenadiers. And there we go, forced retreat, but not on the Panzer. Instead, we do see the Panzer once remaining. We do see again the Panzer Command and the Pioneers go down. We do see a retreat now. Finally, again, the overall firepower being too much. Fireflies get off a shot. They do push in, coming under heavy fire from the anti-tank guns. We could at least see one Firefly get on, and there we go again. Panzer Command cancelled for the third or fourth time. Firefly down. Artillery going down, knocking out one of the packs. Just wish Fraps would behave. And a bit of fighting in the north. Tiger support by Storm was pushed through the centre. Commanders though making another push there, but they are not really going to be able to take on the Tiger. So a bit of a wasted effort there by our mighty Iron Roman, though he might get the Storm to do some damage. It is ultimately going to be a bit in vain. And there we go, the Commandos beat a very hasty retreat, while Commanders pop in right behind another bit there. And another pack gets cleared out. Lieutenant Gottlieb, though, continues the fight. And another Panzer Command gets cancelled. Stu 42 arrives from reserves. Pushes forwards. Very close to getting the Commandos there, but fails to hit. And the Commandos look like they are going for one of the packs to recruit, but that's a very low health one. And quickly some Commandos bite the dust. Tiger and Volksgrenadiers fighting in the north. Very desperate fighting from the Germans. Pack dealt with. The Commandos manning it dealt with. Fighting down south, the Pioneers led by the officer make a approach on the Sappers. And the officer actually managed to kill one of them with his pistol. Impressive. And the Lieutenant has taken quite a bit of damage in the fight against the mighty Sappers. And once more my apologies for the problems with the frame rates. Sadly, I know Fraps acting up. Might be some rougher edges on the hard drive or something like that. But Stormtroopers are arriving to clear out the Firefly. Ty continues fighting in north, getting surrounded by Commandos, by Tommies, but there's not really much they can do. No, now the Stu Forge is dealing with it, while the Tiger moves down to clear out the Firefly. Commandos moving north, running straight into the Tiger. There we go, nice hit, killing a few of the Commandos. Stu 42 holding up the centre, blasting Tommies to bits. Commandos continue northwards. They're going to also encounter a mighty Volksgrenadier squad. Well, that's taking a bit loose. Commanders fighting, but they are severely outnumbered and outgunned and overpowered. Commanders though continue the southern push, supported by a Firefly.
supply lines are being threatened.
And again, Gottlieb is on the move in the north. The Tigers moving south again as the Commandos make another push for the Reich headquarters. Again, Iron Roman is clearly and definitely trying to finish things off here. He's trying to force a victory through the total destruction and annihilation of the Darealslimshady and the 21st Panzer Division's headquarters. At least in this area. Firefly and perhaps the other Commandos need to push in instead. Iron Roman is making a bit of a mistake here. He is splitting up his troops instead of, pulling in fully and clearing out any stragglers and defenders around the headquarters. There we go, the artillery going down on the MG and the stormtroopers nearby. Tiger, though, is on the field, and there we go again. Iron Roman's mission is clear. Destruction, destruction, destruction. Though we do see that the Commandos are pushed away. The MG-42 bites the dust, and another unit goes down elsewhere. In fact, we've largely seen that. It is largely a commando force. The 1st Airborne seem to have taken over most of the fighting. The infantry parts of the 7th Armoured are being pushed off elsewhere, and tanks are just left behind to support the Commandos. So this is definitely a bit of a shift for Iron Roman. Not a lot of Stag Hounds either. And in fact, rather looks like this could be the time for Darealslimshady to push back, to get some kills, and secure some victories for the Fatherland. More stormtroopers arriving, Panzer X flying, Reich headquarters getting repaired, Tiger though taking a hit, and we're seeing decoy artillery to perhaps confuse and befuddle. The Darealslimshady's 242 doing work up here. The Lieutenant is there. There we go, retreating back. Panzer X connects with the rear of the Firefly. The Firefly though quickly pulls up, stormtroopers continue, Tiger getting repaired. And Stu 42 firing 105mm high explosive shells at the Commandos, not quite succeeding. Volkswagen's here encountering the Commandos, who are busy retreating. Repairing, the Darealslimshady in a bit of trouble, and a 3rd squad of Stormtrooper Stoßtruppen. Going for the fuel there. Volkswagen's taking up a defensive position with the house. We're seeing more Commandos push up. We're seeing the Firefly moving up. Going to a bit of an engagement right here, although the Commandos might have the advantage with grenades and whatnot, since the Germans can't muster sufficient firepower with all those Panzerschrecks. And there we go, grenades through the window, doing a bit of damage there, killing one poor Volkswagen. But we do see the Tiger ramming going to change the tides, turn the tides, and there go Wehrmacht quarters actually going out for the Darealslimshady again. Artillery going in, straight on the Tiger. Commandos trying to make a run for the house, but Stu 42 fires into the side. Panzer connect, but they need to evacuate. They're so close to getting wiped out by their own artillery. Tiger, though, Firefly, has pulled out with a 17-pounder gun. Stag Hound's out again. And the tank traps there are largely gone, thanks to the efforts of the Tiger. Stormtroopers winning in the cemetery, hoping to perhaps draw some in there. Firefly moves up a bit, Commandos advancing. Not a lot of infantry though to cover. And there we go. Stag Hound though is doing its best to suppress the Stormtroopers, keep them away, and there we go, succeeding at the same time. Lieutenant Gottlieb continues down south, blasting away at the cemetery wall. Commandos pushing in, going to try and root out the Germans. Darealslimshady though is still holding on quite nicely, and wiring going off here to perhaps ensure no one tries an infantry push into his base again. And looks like he is again equipping all of his stormtroopers with some Panzerschrecks and more or less. And the Lieutenant makes a run for it again. Rückzug, Lieutenant Gottlieb. You can make it. Looks like he does indeed succeed in making a run for it.
They're going after one of our munition stores.
And going for the victory point again. Iron Roman is rather intent on securing them. He is very low, and there we go. Bundle grenade, wiping out most of the Commander squad in a matter of seconds. Stag Hound's fighting, Stormtroopers moving up to take up a nice flanking position. Other Commander squad moving up from the northern victory point. Iron Roman is attacking on several points. Artillery getting called in. Again, the Commanders doing most of the work. The armoured branch rather failing at this stage. Again, if he had a few Cromwells and perhaps some command tanks instead of Stag Hounds, he might have been able to pull through. There we go. The Storms are getting suppressed, but the Tiger arrives, and there we go. Stag Hound controlled, crashes into the well. And Lassie shall not be there to save him. At the same time, the Stu-42 gets off a good shot on the Commandos in the north. Blasting out several of the Fireflies now getting hunted down. And another Commando squad appears from above. Commandos rushing in, hoping to get the Stormtroopers away to salvage their precious Firefly. And Commandos sneaking up behind, trying to dodge the Stu-42. And of course, the Lieutenant can easily sort them out with a quick forced retreat. And Commandos managed to break through by the river side. The Falcons, though, are still there. The Pioneers with the Flamethrower also there. And of course, the Stormtroopers, though, getting called in on the Stormtroopers. Iron Roman really pushing out. Some of his Commandos that quickly burst into flames. Firefly doing what it can against the Tiger, and we do see veterancy free for infantry, which will also, in fact, benefit the Lieutenant. In fact, it's time to look at Darealslimshady again. Bit confusing with all that, you know, problem with fraps, and again, I do very much sincerely apologise for any discomfort caused by that. And again, the Lieutenant arrives, and there we go again, forced retreat, really proving quite useful in keeping the flanks secure and quickly turning the situation, just for the cost of 50 munitions. So in that sense, good officer units usage can rather turn a fight. And if you want another example of that, I would recommend you checking out the Hall of Fame, or Hall of History as I call it, a playlist you can find on the front list page, and there is a fight there with Change versus the Beast, which also showcases some really excellent Wehrmacht officer unit usage, very much recommendable. Commandos taking a beating of quite some proportions and are quickly forced away. Securing the center, though, Iron Roman pushes forward slowly, but he has taken quite a beating, and he's extremely relying on Commandos to do most of his work by now. Which will certainly run into some problem with all the veterancy-free infantry. Although, again, they do rely largely on Panzerschrecks, so in that sense, I mean, Iron Roman could still force something and perhaps even grab himself some more Panzerschrecks. The Tiger and the Stu-42, on the other hand, are a bit more of a problem. And there we go, direct Stu-42 hit, clears out one Commando. Veterancy 2 up. And there we go, the Commandos are on the run. Fulton is fighting up north. And there we go, full Commando charge, smoke popping up, charging forwards, another Commando squad. I mean, really, full infantry assault from Mightyironroman. Stag Hound, I think he needs more Fireflies again. I don't think he needs more to deal with the infantry. He needs more anti-tank, and that's going to require Fireflies, not Stag. And rather, sadly, the Commandos who can deal with infantry were a bit on their own, and not really dealing with the infantry, while the ones who are going to deal with the Stu-42 were fighting the infantry. So a bit of a messed up assault there. And then we go Commandos versus Volksguns. I don't really think the Volksguns have much of a chance. There go the same guns, make very, very short work of the Volksgrenadiers. The Sten gun was a bit of a British attempt at making a sort of MP40 equivalent, very cheap to make. In some cases, though, there were also problems actually functioning. And there were certainly some complaints from troops who had to actually use it in terms of reliability. Ironically enough, the Germans then proceeded to make a copy of the Sten gun. I believe it was called something with the Volksmaschinenpistolen, which were sort of meant to be equipped with the Volkssturm alongside the Volksgewehr. So a bit fun there, and there we go, another Commando squad popping in there against the Stormtroopers to the dual Panzer X1s. That's definitely going to be the advantage to the Commandos, and there we go, opening up, one grenade could really sort out, and there we go, one Stormtrooper, two Stormtrooper down, could go down to 3 at the same time. Fan continues here still, only one Firefly. I'm not really convinced that's a good idea. The Panzerschreck Commandos need to get back and deal with the Tiger. The Firefly cannot handle on its own. It is not built for direct fighting. And it's basically, you know, just as shown with the 17-pounder gun. It had not been up-armored. It is not a Tiger tank in any way or measure. And now we do see that the Stag Hound is left to contend. Commandos are quick to pop into the cafe. Shots fly, do not quite connect. At the same time, more Commandos sitting with the Pioneers down south, and another Stag. I do believe Iron Roman might have hit a slight wedge and somehow keeps making Stag Hounds when he doesn't quite need those. He's got tons of commandos. He doesn't really need to worry about the infantry. He needs to worry about the Tiger. And by Jove, Stag Hounds are not going to cut. All quiet. Commandos up north again. Will the Lieutenant sort it out once more? Who knows? But again, Iron Roman needs more Fireflies. He does not need more Stag Hounds, I fear. And the Tiger needs some repairs, very much so. And Darealslimshady needs to take those victory points. But there we go, Commandos moving in again, trying to get the Tiger tank. And Commandos charging in left and right. Iron Roman certainly keeping up the aggression. Artillery getting caught in the Tiger, I think, or at least an attempt to get away with the Pioneers. Commandos, though, threatened by getting crushed by the mighty Tiger, though, quickly beat a hasty retreat while the Stormtroopers push forward. And now we see a sniper out for the Darealslimshady as well. Interesting. Stag Hound's moving out. He needs more Fireflies, though. And again, Iron Roman going for the base. He wants to destroy it. He wants it gone. And there we go, trying to deal with the Pioneers, but he is running into a bit of a problem. The snipers, and now False Gunners again, lopping assault grenades right at them. Catching a few of them, even the sniper getting one more. But the Gauntlet will be largely safe again. Not a lot of automatic weapons, so again the Commandos can escape relatively safely. But sadly, none of the Stormtroopers actually seem to be able to hit the bloody broadside of a barn right there. Commandos continue to hide up there, and the Stu-42 remains up there. It's not bloody well moving. Blockade position inside the house, getting threatened with artillery. The Stormtroopers are quickly forced out, very swiftly, very viciously, as shot after shot forces the house to collapse. Oh dear. And there we go again, Commandos moving northward, straight into the Stu-42. Oh, bloody hell, the Stu-42 just took them out. They thought they were clever. They thought they were going to win a Victoria Cross. Instead, all they got was a belly full of shrapnel. Mighty Iron Roman, though, is not so easily dissuaded, but again, you don't need more Stag Hounds. I'm sorry, I know you seem to have an absolute fascination with them, but again, they're not going to win you this fight. In particular, not with all those Commandos. More Stormtroopers, more Panzer. I would just love to see one with some Sturmgewehrs, with some assault rifles, you know, to help deal with the infantry a bit more solidly. Just one. And there we go. Finally, another Firefly out for Iron Roman. Let's go look at him again. Panzer unleashed on the Stag Hounds, but the Stormtroopers now exposed. 50 caliber bullets rained down on them, quickly suppressing them. The Commandos moving up, getting sniped. And there we go, the rest of the Stormtroopers on the way. We see the Lieutenant waiting up here. We see some Commandos moving about in the north. Fireflies advancing cautiously. Does not want to get outmaneuvered by the Tiger and blasted with an 88mm round into the side. Stu moving up to deal with the Commandos. Nice job. Fireflies are over-repaired, so they can stand up quite nicely. Also quite a bit of ammunition. They've got a Commandos charge through, spotting all the Stormtroopers. That could actually end up very nastily for both sides if they're not careful. And there we've got artillery getting called in on the horde of Stormtroopers, and Tiger gets itself exposed to a Firefly. 17-pounder gun firing away, and artillery going down straight on everything. Lieutenant, get out of there! Oh, wait a minute, he's a bit in the foreground. I had a bit hard time seeing that. But this could actually be the end of the Tiger tank. Rear armor hit again, one more shot, and that's going to be good night, Hans. And there we go, Tiger out of control. I mean, now the Darealslimshady is in fact in a bit of trouble, unless, of course, he can all of a sudden be calling another Tiger tank. But even then, 2 Tiger tanks down. And Iron Roman, though, still has to push through the rest of the defenses with the rest of the Krauts. And yes, this is quite the long fight. Certainly has taken a bit longer to record actually due to the whole fraps issues. Forces though coming under fire as the Stag Hounds blast away. But still, Darealslimshady is holding out considering all the odds, which is quite nice. Stormtroopers sneaking up. And there we go. And there we go, Stag Hound getting the full Panzer Shrek reception. Still survives again due to being over-repaired. Again, the Stag Hound has for some reason been given an absolutely ridiculous amount of health in this game, which certainly does not help. Firefly blast away, artillery going in. Stormtroopers narrowly. More artillery shattering the ground. Iron Romans are getting up position in the center. He might want to consider some extra emplacements just, you know, to hold down the fort. Then again, all the Stormtroopers might make that a less desirable option. And another Commando drop. He could actually travel the headquarters Commando glider and perhaps had about 30 caliber Vickers machine gun. I mean, actually, or something similar. Darealslimshady, though, is a bit under pressure now with the loss of the Tiger. Stormtroopers doing what they can, but again, I mean, Darealslimshady's lack of assault rifles or anything like that does make it not really a fun task for them. Demo charges going down left and right, and Darealslimshady is in a bit of a pickle as now demo charges being used as mines left and right in front of the church, in fact.
Hold in position.
So the question is, how will Darealslimshady get himself out of this mess? And how many more Commandos will Iron Roman get? We're talking 5 squads. That's if they're all fully reinforced. Oh, the sniper went down! The sniper went down! And now the Lieutenant is being forced to deal with this. Commanders here getting blasted again rather viciously. The Stu 42 doing alright. And the Lieutenant, due to veteran fear, having quite a bit of health. And there we go, the Lieutenant once more saves today for the cost of 50 munitions. In that sense, again, the Commando can be, the officer, I mean, can be quite useful. But again, one rarely sees him as, again, overall, in some cases, he's a bit more, you know, dubious in usability. But again, he can be useful if you sort of use him in the right way, which is more of a marginal flank side. Iron Roman has definitely dug in the center. All he needs basically is just a few trenches. And there we go, all cloaked Stormtroopers heading up to hit the right flank, and there's no infantry there. Oh dear. And there we go. And that went very quickly. Artillery getting called in, I do believe. There we go, the Stormtroopers mostly avoid it. More Panzer X on one of the Fireflies. Out of control, more Stormtroopers retreating. They could in fact be pushed right past the demo charges. Will Iron Roman detonate on retreat? He does. They sadly do not do much though. Bit of a shame, bit of a shame. Stag Hounds though continue, but again a bit left. Roll there, 2 Fireflies more or less gone. 2 Stag Hounds left, but still a lot of Commandos and nothing really to threaten Iron Roman anymore at the moment. Darealslimshady needs another Tiger or something else. That's 242. It's not going to cut it, although it has taken a severe toll on the Commandos. Absolutely massacring them. And there we go. Tiger arrives. The third one, though. Trying to mine down. A bold attempt. But a bit too late. Tiger scores a nice kill for the Fatherland. Sappers are quick to retreat. Mine goes off as the high explosive shell sets it off as well. 2 Commandos left, and they quickly beat a very brave retreat. Stu 42 holding up north. This should be safe as long as nothing like, say, a Firefly appears, and there's another one on the way.
Germans are attacking our supply lines.
And again, the Commandos versus the Stormtroopers. Panzer Strikes are flying. One Panzer actually gets an unfortunate bastard. Lots of rockets flying. Another man goes down. Decoy smoke, forcing in fact the Stormtroopers closer to the Stag Hounds. But at the same time, the Tiger's pretty much going to force this engagement. Currently, Iron Roman again is lacking in something that can deal with it. Except the Panzer Commandos, and they're quite removed. In fact, as we do see, Darealslimshady making a move for the south with some Volkskriegs pioneers and the officer. Now, at the same time, trenched down right in front of the Stu 42, and the Stu 42 can't touch them. Bit of an interesting move up there, though we do see some other troops going to move in and take them out with the might of the bundle grenade. Points are equal, very much so. Pioneers retreating, one demo charge up in smoke. Lightning going to move up, and he could easily force retreat on those commandos. And no forced retreat from the Lieutenant. Perhaps he does not have the sufficient munitions, which is rather a bit how he's dependent on actually functioning. He is a rather munitions-intensive unit if you actually want him to sort of do something against the enemy. So that is his rather severe Achilles heel. Hopefully we get a slightly more effective officer and come to heroes too. Commanders, they're pushing up. We do see the Lieutenant retreating. We are seeing some Volkskriegs moving, and there we go. Forced retreat finally arrives as the commanders blow up a huge section in the wall. A bit of fighting up north as the Stu 42 makes pressure towards the Commonwealth base. Germans holding up the center. Sniper actually going for the victory point. No victory point, in fact, currently being held by any side, though. Another Stag Hound on the way again, Iron Roman. I'm not entirely sure you're doing something quite sensible there. Another demo charge went off.
Supply lines are broken. Territory cut off from supply.
And again, stormtroopers arrived. No commanders to deal with it. In fact, Mighty Iron Roman has lost a lot, so not so mighty anymore. Veterans are free up for the armor as well. Firefly down. And the Volkskriegs continue the good fight down there. The Lieutenant also moving in to add a bit with his Luger.
They're going after one of our munition stores.
And again, another forced retreat saves the day.
Bloody good timing there, sir.
Stag Hound pushes in again to sort of try and, force the hand of the Darealslimshady and perhaps find himself more time, but time is very quickly running out. Very few victory points left, very much left at all. They can actually contend with the Tiger at all. And again, I think it rather comes down to Iron Roman's slightly unhealthy obsession with the Stag Hound in a part of the match where it's clearly not really of much usage. He needed something to deal with the Tiger, and he kept getting Stag Hounds. Not really healthy. Not really healthy, and we do see another Firefly finally on the way again, but might be a bit too late. And let's go look at the Darealslimshady once more. Point secured. Speeding this up a bit. Bunker up. MG setting up there. Moving up towards the north, and again the Stu 42 is holding a Stormtrooper is also holding there, absolutely gunning himself against the push from Iron Roman. Firefly Stag Hound moving out, and again now there's an empty bunker that is pretty much going to render this and slightly less than healthy effort for Mighty Iron Roman to actually take. Firefly taking a blast, and there we go, GG. And GG man comes up from the Darealslimshady. Commando squad down. And there we go, game over. Bit of a bloody match, and again I sincerely apologise for the technical difficulties. It was quite frustrating, and actually ended up taking me a bit more than an hour extra to sort of get this in the box. But there you go. Interesting fight, though. I mean, we saw some overall strategies to sort of try and, get Iron Roman to sort of, attack here, and also good, what shall we say, deduction on the behalf of Slimshady to sort of figure out where he would strike when he did that. He set up their problem was partly, the anti-tank guns were not, properly positioned in a way that could mean they could easily be overrun, but, you know, mining defenses probably should have been a bit better, but overall, you know, alright. The second part definitely went much better from destroying a lot of Stag Hounds. Ironroman's attempt, you know, knocking out the base when he couldn't take the center was a good move, though perhaps lacking in some ways. And again, you know, he definitely should have had more Fireflies in the later game, not Stag Hounds. They really didn't become useful with all those Commandos as well, so I think Ironroman had the wrong unit composition and he kept reinforcing that wrong composition rather than shifting something towards that could deal with the Stormtroopers and the Tiger. What I would have loved to have seen from the Darealslimshady, though, would have been some assault rifles for the Stormtroopers, at least one squad with fully usage. Though I would say the officer definitely did quite well there. He really saved, well, the Darealslimshady's arse quite a few times, so I hereby nominate Lieutenant Gottlieb for Hero of the Match. This is Imperial Dane saying cheers, thanks for watching, hope you enjoyed. If you did, why not subscribe, tell your friends or share. If you didn't, well, why not send in a replay of your own or provide some feedback in the comments. This is Imperial Dane saying cheers.